I'm Dr. Liat Lavi, and it is with great pleasure that I'm going to introduce you to our expert panel on artificial consciousness. So because we have a very limited time, we're going to speak very briefly, all participants. So first of all, I'll introduce the structure of our panel, and then I'll introduce the speakers before each of them speaks, but you'll see that it will all be very, very brief. So first of all, our participants are in the order of appearance, Dr. Michael Anthony, Dr. Eris Feert, Professor Amir Horowitz, and myself. We will each speak for about 8 minutes, presenting a certain viewpoint on the subject and try to somehow integrate this into something I hope will be coherent, not only about artificial consciousness, but also, and for me, very importantly, about the role of philosophy in this discussion. And as the panel chair, I actually organized some extra minutes for myself to introduce the subject. So this is what's going to happen. So this is me. So I wanted to open by commenting on the fact that the question of artificial consciousness has become a very, very lively arena of discussion, not specifically in philosophy, but in many, many fields and in many, many places. And I collected these quotes that you can see are intently mostly from these past few months. And if you're not following the news on artificial intelligence and the debates over consciousness, then you might notice from these quotes that we're seeing people from the technology field, especially people who are actually promoting artificial intelligence, selling artificial intelligence, doing promotional work for artificial intelligence, arguing for machine consciousness or for the possibility of artificial consciousness. And we're also seeing people, some of them are considered very serious scientists, like Hinton, who is a computer scientist, or Richard Dawkins from Life Sciences, who are starting to say, yes, this thing is conscious. Speaking about Claude, that's a new thing. So when we're talking, and almost none of these people are philosophers. I only put here Tom McClelland, who is pointing out the fact that this is a very lively debate. So this is what's happening right now in the world. So this brings up the question, what does philosophy have to contribute to this discussion? And specifically, what does it have to contribute when we're asking, what is consciousness? Is philosophy still a cornerstone in the debate over consciousness? And I'm going to comment on that in my own talk. I just wanted, again, very, very briefly to point out 2 additional elements. So on the right, you can see it's a very funny paper produced by someone named Kuhn. He's a very interesting fellow who tried to create a landscape of theories of consciousness. And the public relations around this paper argue that there are actually a couple hundred theories of consciousness, and he's trying to map them out. It's a very long and not necessarily good read paper, but in any case, it might seem that we have so many different theories of consciousness, but I think that if you're really, if you'll notice the discussion, then you'll see that actually there are not that many, or that the debate is not really that saturated with theories, and that the theories that we're still debating are not necessarily new ones. We're actually still considering theories that have been here for a while. And on the right, on the left actually, is something from a research, researchy thing that argues that about a third of the thousands of people they say they surveyed have at one point or another ascribed agency or sentience or consciousness to their AI. Okay, so as a psychological fact. So the question of what people think when they speak with their AI is clearly of importance, some importance. So I don't know how many of you were here last year, but in my talk I tried to point in that direction, and then the comments were that maybe this is not philosophy but sociology. So this is a good question for philosophers to ask: how are we going to treat the fact that human beings, a lot of human beings, not just Weizenbaum's secretary, but also people like Dawkins and others, are saying that they are confused about this, or that they are actually starting to consider the possibility that the AI is conscious. So what kind of weight or role does that have in the philosophy field? So this is my intro.